In your journey to becoming rich and successful, a dream for so many people, habits you incorporate into your daily routine, maintaining work-life balance, what you do with your money, and how you invest are equally as important as earning more money. But have you ever wondered how it seems like the rich know something about money that the rest of us don't? Maybe they do, because how else will you explain the fact that about 1% of people now hold more than 40% of the world's wealth? Perhaps they probably have certain secrets to accumulating wealth, but the good news is that doesn't mean what they know has to remain a mystery. Today, we'll give you some insight into some of the money secrets of the rich, so be sure to watch this video to the end. Let's get started. The rich are frugal spenders. One of the remarkable things about most of the world's richest people is that they are frugal spenders. You should understand that by frugal, we don't mean cheap. While cheap brings the idea of you going to the store to buy the lowest priced items without giving thought to quality, with a frugal lifestyle, you assess your desires and choose to spend less on the things that don't really matter to you in that instance. Just like the rich, frugal living will help you to be very intentional with your spending, and if done correctly, you'll be able to prioritize the things that matter to you most and cut back on spending in other areas. This will leave you with more money for saving and investing. That means more money-making opportunities, more investments, and ever-improving financial riches. They keep housing costs low. Housing costs is undoubtedly the biggest expense for most people, so the rich prioritize as they know how to keep it under control, whether that means renting or buying fewer houses than they need or can afford. The place you decide to live and the apartment you choose to buy can break or make your financial life. For you on the road to financial independence, one of the best decisions you can make is to avoid overspending on housing. Whether your goal is to become a millionaire or simply have enough money to be financially independent, living in a house within your means is the most important financial decision you have to make. Not only will this decision save you money on rent or mortgage payments, but it can also make your life simpler and less cluttered. To do this, you have to rethink how you use your space and make your home more energy efficient to help you reduce your utility bills. You can also do some common home fixes yourself to help save. They look to increase income. While they are reducing expenses, they also look to increase income by creating more businesses that produce additional income sources. This single habit is one feature that differentiates the rich from the rest. You, like the rich, should be incredibly creative when it comes to thinking about businesses and finding different ways to make income. And also, nurture a financial growth mindset that can change how you view money and help you focus on seeing profitable opportunities. This kind of perspective on living will help you see that there are bigger and better projects to work on and more money to be made than spending the one you've already made on avoidable expenditures. Be open to exploring new ideas and believe that you're capable of making and creating positive outcomes when it comes to money choices. They don't rely on only earned income. In addition to increasing income, one other thing we've established up to this point in this video is that the more money you have, the easier it is to make more money. And the easiest and quickest way to make more money is to increase your streams of income. That way, you always have money coming in and can use the excess income to invest in new income flows. The rich know how to do this very well because it's the main way they get to stay rich. Rich people don't depend on active income alone. What we mean by active income is the money you get that is directly related to the number of hours you have to work. The rich just know how to make money even while they sleep through rental properties, dividend stocks, index funds, and other types of investments that would bring in a steady flow of income from sales or royalties. You might want to follow suit. They invest consistently. In their quest to not solely rely on earned income, the rich make their money work for them. They know that investing is the key to growing their financial wealth. You, like the rich, must understand that while saving your money for a rainy day is important, it's your investments that are going to do the heavy lifting to help you become wealthy. You cannot get rich on savings alone. This is because many savings accounts, even though they are a good place to keep your liquid cash for emergencies, won't grow your money beyond what you add because these types of accounts don't generally yield high interest. but smart investments can give you good returns, which you can decide to reinvest or not. They take calculated risks. The key here is smart investments, which imply taking a calculated risk. Even though the rich invest consistently, they never invest more than they can afford to lose. This is why they are not afraid to fail, as they acknowledge some acceptable levels of risk that are counterbalanced by a reasonable possibility of benefit. If you make different choices that push you beyond your comfort zones and make you vulnerable, whether financially, emotionally, or in terms of personal reputation, that is a risk. But you have to weigh possible outcomes and determine that the expected return of a positive outcome outweighs the relative risk of a negative outcome to be able to qualify it as a calculated risk. Calculated risk can help you mitigate losses, as it makes you research and analyze to determine which options best suit your needs and desires before making big financial decisions. The more informed you become, the more calculated a risk you can take. Market crashes are opportunities. While most investors are panicking as market prices plummet, the rich can see the resulting low prices as an opportunity for fresh entry. They buy assets from restless individuals who are driven by fear. The rich understand that fear drives prices down of companies' shares, thereby rewarding patient investors who allow prices to revert to their expected levels. Making profits from investments, especially in a crisis period, requires patience, discipline, and enough money in liquid assets readily available to make opportunistic buys. To successfully do this like the rich, you need to have a long-term mindset to investing and building wealth in general, as opposed to get-rich-quick mentality. Also, you have to clear out emotions and behave as predicted by traditional financial theory, in which you have to act rationally to maximize utility. Before you do this, though, ensure you understand your own personal risk level so that you can rest easily at night. They use debt for good. One last thing. The rich know how to use debt to diversify their portfolio. Many know that the rich use things like real estate, which leverages debt, to increase their wealth. As opposed to bad debt that harms your credit and depletes your finances, good debt helps you build long-term wealth. The major difference here comes down to risk and cost. Depending on your circumstances and risk tolerance, you can leverage investing for your good when you determine if a debt is more beneficial than burdensome. Using debts wisely can potentially enhance your life and increase your total net worth. However, it's important to talk with a professional before incorporating debt into your financial strategy. Ultimately, the goal is for you to control your wealth, not the other way around. Thanks for watching. If you learned something new today, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel and click on the notification bell to stay updated with more finance topics. See you in my next video.